Her as well, as you can see. So, make sure. Okay, we're good. So, here we go. Beautiful artwork, cover work, and all that. So let's just kind of take a quick look through. Again, some information as usual, just like the last one. Here's the table of contents. Looks like 7 steps. And then there's columns on page 32, 66, 78, 90, 104, and 118. And here's the gallery. Okay, I believe that she has done herself. Okay, has built and painted. So, first on here is tools. She covers this again as well in here. Just in case if you didn't buy the first one, her first book. She figures she'll cover, the tools and everything. Glues, accelerators, sanding. And she also goes about, the appropriate ways to do it. Like here. Right here, it's like warning, don't cut towards yourself. Most models should know that. Like right here, these are not doing it like this is a no-go. Seam line removal, mold line removal. Basically, for easier disassembly, which is important. One thing she doesn't go over though is for the joints that break easily. Sorry, I'm shaking. Which can happen, but there are ways around to fix that. And it's just, quite, useful and helpful information. Like here, seam line removal with glue, and then cleaning them up from the glue. And then she goes over other ways too here. Weapon seam line removal, washing and cleaning the parts up, drying. Then she has a column here over getting part separator boxes that you're using to separate your parts for when you're working on the kit, which is a great idea. I just happen to find ones I like enough yet to buy for myself. And then here we're going on to step 2, which is painting equipment. Goes off the airbrushes, parts, water traps and regulators, spray booth, paints. This right here is super important to keep in mind here. I highly recommend these Tamiya paint stirrers. Really good to have. Very useful. Paint clips, how to make them, and make ones, you know, from these kind of clips, or using tape, which I've never tried to do with tape. I've used blue tack. Okay, this stuff right here. I use that, and it works great for the most part. I love how right here she goes, you know, oh, no good point here. Cramming them all, you know, trying to cram everything into one or two. Like, don't do that. As well as, you know, dust off the parts before you do anything. And then paint. Like, this is all really important. Like, it really is. Like fitting. I believe she's fitting. Yeah, she's fitting right here. She's fitting Mr. Color. And I was saying, don't like take it and like try to pour. Like, use a pipette. It's cleaner. She has a 1 point here for the airbrush. Again, you know what you're looking for. Test by your paint. Again, all really useful information if you're just starting out with painting using an airbrush. And here, she goes over a stripping paint. Right here, notification on ABS. Do not do this with ABS because this stuff will literally destroy the ABS. It'll melt it. So, my recommendation: if you want to paint ABS parts, use acrylic, like true acrylic, like Vallejo. Or if you're gonna, you know, paint the lacquer parts, you know, don't drench the pieces. Better yet, give them a clear coat first. Protect them. And then those cans are more like cleaning your airbrush and all that, because that's really important. Mixing paint, how far away you should be from the part, 3 to 5 centimeters, or inches. Masking, also important. Using Maskell, which I really recommend using Maskell. Used Mr. Hobby's Maskell over Humbrol. I don't know how Vallejo's masking is, so I can't really give my recommendations on that since I haven't used it yet. Fitting paint for hand brushing, smaller details. Again, all very useful. I'll have to look into this actually, myself. Move that out of the way. Panel lining and cleaning them up. Again, instead of using thinner, you can literally just use lighter fluid, which is actually much more safer for your plastic. Like I got this is Comet Benzene, which is available here in Germany. It might be available in other parts of Europe. It's just lighter fluid. Zippo lighter fluid, you know, if you want to be by the name brand stuff, there you go. And it just goes on. Water slide, decal, doing yeah. Again, she goes on how to do it properly, nicely. She even says, oh yeah, you can get, you know, decal adhesive to help your decals adhere to the cat as well. haven't really ever really needed to do that actually. Use that decal at adhesive. And then clear coating, okay, top coating. Again, 8 to 10 centimeters or inches. Column here on storing. And step 3, it looks like we're going on to acrylics. Yeah. See, she covers Vallejo, which they're great paints. Vallejo's paints are really good, but their standard primer isn't super great. Well, I really can't say that. I've had it work quite well, so I guess it's hit or miss, or depending on how you're using it and stuff. Wet palette. She goes over. Brush shade. I wonder if I'm gonna get some of this brush shade. I like the little jar. Maybe like artwork on the jar. These the aqueous Mr. Hobby paints are still lacquer, but it's a lacquer acrylic hybrid. Okay, it's there's still solvent in it. And then over here about camouflage using wet palette. And going leaving your brush and thing. Yeah, don't do that. It's quite fantastic. You know, she'll go through and she'll hand paint her camo on this cat. Airbrushing the acrylics. I mean, here she's using the surface primer from Vallejo. And she's gonna go over here, you know, dish detergent or something. Oh wait, no, I think it's stove cleaner. Using stove cleaner to remove it. But you can take Fenster Reiniger, like a window cleaner, and just soak the parts in that, and then take a toothbrush and scrub it off with a little bit of light pressure. It works perfectly. I've done it myself. And then mixing paints, like here for skin tone, we're using white and clear orange, aka Aqueous 1 and Aqueous 92, to give you a nice skin tone. Again, she covers over ABS here again. Here's the third column, using little armory weapons, which I really want to get some of those. And then she goes over what little armory is. And then to step 4, she covers, which is definitely interesting. Like right here, for metallics, you want to use rapid thinner. Yeah, right here she covers over using Mr. Color Thinner 110. Don't do it, because this is what will happen. Okay, the plastic will break. Again, the plastic on these kits can break, like, even without it, if you don't release tension between the parts. The joints that have a tendency to break. Again, it's all fixable. Again, she's covering over, giving tone. Right here's a diagram showing I think it's like highlights of shadow points and skin tone. My Japanese is not good at all. It's actually really deplorable. So, but it's kind of like highlights and stuff. Like for the here, the cheeks, chin, shoulders, abdomen, the heel of the foot and toes, thigh. And this is all really helpful and really useful information. Column 4 about the clothing, getting clothes for them. Kotobuki does make a set of the uniform from the anime, actually, that you can purchase. It's and for if you want to buy like doll clothing for the dolls that are really popular in Japan, it's a 1/12 scale. That's what you need. And here's step 5. Pre-shading. Or the shading. Something I still want to try myself at some point. For hair. And she goes over lots of stuff. She does a really thorough job with it. And that's why I can highly recommend the books. Column 5 is using jewels, which is something I'll never do. Like this. Like giving them ears and stuff. No thank you! But she goes over that. And here's step 6, which is weathering. Which is something I find useful. Since I'm just really actually getting into weathering my kits now. It's all really, really, really useful and helpful information. I mean, even if you can't read Japanese, I'm pretty sure if you have a friend that, can, I'm pretty sure they would be happy and willing to probably do some translations for you. Or you can just use, the Google Translator app. Yeah, so, granted, it's going to be not the greatest translation job, but should be enough as you can understand it. But then again, even if you're a modeler, you should understand what she's going on about. You can also go on YouTube and watch, Japanese modelers, any modelers really, work, and you'll understand. I'm going here to column 6 with MSG option parts, which I love the MSG option parts. And then we go on to step 7, which is kit bashing. Taking the frame kits, the robot suits, and then mixing them with the frame FA girls kits, which is really smart. Yes, the surfacers I love, the primers I love most, the Mr. Surfacers. Highly recommend them. They're fantastic. The Tamiya spray cans are great too. The only problem I find with the Tamiya spray cans is if you're doing a kit, an HG, a big can should cover you. The bigger cans, the small cans, not so much. And then, bringing the mouth and stuff and all that out on the faces. Changing up the decals, the eyes. Because the girls definitely give you more eye decals, and they also sell them. And then, information again from the Frame Arms Girl Painting Manual, which is what it's called, and yeah. But that is the Frame Arms Girl Painting Manual. It just came out this year. Last year she did her I think it was last year. But the building manual came out. Here's her painting. And this is the painting manual. When I found out about this, I ordered it in a heartbeat. Pre-ordered it. So, but yeah. Hope you enjoyed that look through of the painting manual. And I'll see you guys in the next video.